Hey, how's it going? Just a quick review of the calendar. We just finished week 114. We're going strong with the videos, but I should find time during the day to focus on other things. I had been busy with a lot of personal things, so I didn't manage to focus that much on the projects, which require a lot of my time and attention, which is not a good thing. That's overall this week. I have managed to find a lot of projects that I'm very interested in, but to enter into an agreement with any of those projects, first I need to understand all the legal framework. So something that I was busy on focusing this week, but that's not reflect on any progress other than myself doing a lot of research on understanding legal framework, understanding what will be required to enter any of those projects. So that's pretty much this week. I'm focusing on those things outside making videos and going strong on that, sharing a lot of expertise and knowledge from the field, I guess. Other than that, we on week 115. I have some interesting meetings this week. I'm interested in better understanding what will be required of having access to satellites. So it's a very complex thing. At least it looks very complex. So I have reached out to a number of professionals who can potentially give me access to. The most likely, the process can look like that I need to reach out to UK's team, and UK's team need to reach out to Europe's team. So I'm not entirely sure that's where the mess might come from. Even to having access to satellites and perhaps working together, and it can sometimes can take up to say the least. Everyone's busy up there, or they perhaps understaffed for some reason. So it can take weeks and weeks. And I'm talking about 4 weeks to arrange this meeting. But either way, it's something that I was busy on. Hey, how is it going? I'm looking to taking a look at what economy definition stands for and what does it mean, since I'm currently doing a lot of research and myself I'm looking to understand even the people who I'm taking information from. I'm not entirely sure if they understand this the word and the definition of this word sometimes. Not all the time, sometimes. Again, it depends where you do get your information from. Within this video, I'm looking to cover definition and what it actually means. Information that I managed to find would be economics. It is a social science that studies the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. It's a broad field that encompasses various topics and areas of study. Let's cover some of those areas in more detail and when trying to understand what it is combination of what. So sometimes people share a lot of information online of that with not necessarily working and perhaps not working with all information, or myself I find some of that information not being very accurate, I guess. Microeconomics, the branch of economics focused on behavior of individual economic agents such as consumers, firms, and markets. Microeconomics examines how individual decisions and interactions impact prices, production, and resource allocation. So that's point number one, and we have roughly about 10 points. Macroeconomics. Macroeconomics is, on the other hand, looks at economy as a whole in studying aggregate economic variables like gross domestic products, GDPs, inflation, unemployment, government policies, and influence that overall health and performance of economy. So I don't know if that's still it's very broad way of thinking about economy, right? Since it's very hard to measure everything, and how you sometimes people up there they comparing some small governments up there, which not necessarily they're comparing against something, right? And without mentioning any names, right, bringing other governments into the picture, right? What I'm trying to say is sometimes it's such inaccurate information online, since I can understand some of those governments out there and how they actually function, and someone trying to compare that economy against some of the economies up there who blow the numbers up, right? So there's an option up there. Some of the governments up there to blow all the numbers, right? Some silly things, and they might overprice those things, and by doing that, they might blow their own economy up, where other countries would not necessarily have different values, understanding when it comes to economy, overall pricing strategies, and everything. And then other people come in and try to compare those two countries, and just silly, it just sounds so funny. I don't know, but either way, that's my own experience, and I thought it might be worth revisiting definition of economy, what it stands for in anything. Perhaps bring other people's understanding up to whatever that could look like. International economics. The subfield explores international trade, exchange rate, and the impact of globalization on economies. It examines the flow of goods, services, and capital across borders. Development economists focus on the economic developments and growth of countries, particularly in the less developed regions. It looks at factors affecting poverty, inequality, and economic policies aimed at promoting development. Behavior economics combines insights from psychology and economics to understand how people make economic decisions. It considers human bias and irrational behavior when analyzing economic choices. If anything, I can share an example, right? Myself, looking from perhaps outside in, and sometimes I would take a look at some of economies out there. Let's take something like calling an ambulance as an example, right? Some of the countries out there, for example, in Europe, to call an ambulance might cost, I don't know, whatever petrol might cost, right? So it can cost, I don't know, $50 so 50 euros or so, right? And some of the countries out there, it can cost 1,000, $2,000, right? So $2,000, the same action, the same thing might cost 2,000, and sometimes can cost $50 euros, right? So how we compare those two things, apples to oranges, right? So I personally think, I don't know, it seems silly. I don't know how other people function and where its behavior economics stands. I don't know. So perhaps it's such a normal thing. So, but looking from outside, it seems very interesting, to say the least. Environmental economists. The field explores the economic aspects of environmental issues such as pollution, resource depletion, and climate change. It examines the trade offs between economic growth and environmental sustainability. Health Health economics examines the allocation of resources in healthcare systems, healthcare policy, and economic factors influencing individuals' health related decisions. Financial economics focuses on financial markets, investments, asset pricing, the behavior of financial institutions. It plays a crucial role in understanding the functioning of the financial sectors. Labor economics studies the labor markets, including topics like wages, employment, labor unions, and workforce trends. Public economics examines the role of government in the economy, including taxation, public spending, and policies related to public goods and services. So that's pretty much all 10 points, but it's not necessarily limited to 10, right? And sometimes, depending on the person, perhaps, who done the research, my information that that person would share not necessarily reflect what actually is happening, especially taking into effect all the points that I mentioned, but not necessarily limited to those points, right? So how much time and how much research people would need to do to compare two different countries' policies, just comparing those, right, and perhaps reflecting on some of the examples. But causation not equals to either way. Correlation not equals causation, but either way. So there's a lot of things, right? So that's my own take on some of the It's people out there, especially that I'm trying to find much information online. I'm trying to understand what information is accurate, what not, what again, do your own research, right? People out there who are interested in learning more, I have published a book, Project Flow. In this book, I'm sharing a lot of information with the people who are interested in learning more about their body and everything related to your body. Would that be eating, everything with regards to calories, consumption, energy, sources that you put inside your body, right? What kind of food you consume, as well as resting periods, what would be required for your body to recover, how to grow muscles, how to build your body, as well as putting enough stress on your body and working out, right? And within this book, I'm covering everything in the detail. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible when it comes to your body. It would be required for you to understand. From there, what would be different training, different ways how you can train your body, as well as different foods, everything. You can find it in the description below, as well as top retailers has this book. Economics is fundamental discipline where helps policymakers, businesses, and individuals make informed decisions in a complex, interconnected world. It's very this subject is very complicated. I don't know myself. Is sometimes I'm not always getting things right as well when I'm sharing a lot of information here. I do understand that, as well as when I'm doing research about other people and how they're presenting some of the work. That work is not necessarily as accurate as it might mislead a lot of people, which is not a good thing. It provides tools and framework to analyze and understand the allocated of resources and functioning of markets. Economics use various models, theories, and data analytics techniques to study economic phenomena and provide insights into how economic works and how they can be improved, if anything. There's some information there, definitely. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.